The Swedish automaker has always been known for its special commitment to innovation, safety, and sustainability. But now with the ongoing electric revolution, it's taken things to a whole new level. The all-new EX90 is here, and it embodies Volvo's vision of the next-generation, all-electric family SUV. It's a pretty clear leap forward compared to the XC90, not just in terms of electrification, but also in terms of design, technology, and performance. Volvo put more effort than ever before, even teamed up with some of the most prominent tech companies in the world, such as Google and NVIDIA, just to make sure it's done every single thing right on its most powerful and luxurious flagship. A blend of top-notch tech and traditional Volvo values, that's what the EX90 is. So, without further ado, let's take a closer look. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you can enjoy more reviews and previews of the world's most amazing cars. 2025 Volvo EX90 – The looks. The nameplate clearly indicates that this model was designed to take the XC90's place. The combustion flagship has just been updated and will be phasing out slowly, which will leave enough time and room for loyal customers to get accustomed to the all-electric version. And judging by the exterior design, that shouldn't be hard because the new EX90 looks kind of familiar. One look and you can see a pretty familiar silhouette, even though there have been some alterations in terms of size. The wheelbase is the same as in the XC90, 117.5 inches, but the vehicle is longer and wider, which makes it look a bit sleeker than before. Clearly, the biggest difference is at the front, where you can find clear indicators of the all-electric powertrain. There's a grille opening as you would normally find, while the famed Thor's hammer headlights have been reworked too. Another interesting novelty you can notice is the massive piece of plastic at the top of the windshield, which is actually the new LiDAR sensor that enables a full load of advanced safety systems. As for the rest of the vehicle, the overall shape looks familiar, as mentioned, while the rear end is characterized by minimal alteration in terms of taillight design and other parts. But still, that doesn't mean that Swedish engineers just did a swap and replaced combustion engines with electric motors and a battery. No, the two models have significantly fewer things in common than the styling might suggest. The EX90 is built on a completely different platform, designed for EVs only, and most parts are shared with the Polestar 3. Besides the new powertrain and ability to accommodate all kinds of advanced systems, the new architecture also ensures superior ride quality. Base models are rather basic and come with steel springs and passive dampers, but if you're willing to pay extra, you can benefit a lot in terms of comfort and handling, because there's air suspension, along with adaptive active dampers. Such a setup ensures optimal comfort along with engaging handling. And thanks to the battery that ensures a low center of gravity, the SUV feels quite composed, way more than you would expect from a typical combustion-powered Volvo. Interior design. While the exterior design may look pretty similar to the XC90, things are quite the opposite on the inside. There you can find a completely new design approach. Of course, it's once again about the typical Scandinavian aesthetic approach, just in a slightly different way than before. The dashboard looks clean and simple with almost no physical controls. Practically the only physical control on the center stack is for the stereo, while the rest is controlled through a massive, vertically oriented 14.5-inch infotainment screen. Another screen, notably smaller, serves for the gauges, and the thing we really like about it is that it's mounted on the steering column, meaning that when you're adjusting the steering wheel, the screen moves too, ensuring excellent visibility and transparency of the gauges no matter the position of the steering wheel. The all-electric 3-row Volvo brought one ergonomic change compared to its combustion predecessor in the way that the shifter has been moved to the right side of the column. Physical controls are lacking in other areas as well, including the driver's door, which comes with just 2 buttons for the power windows. If you want to move the side mirrors or the steering column, you have to do it through the touchscreen, which, let's be honest, is far from the ideal solution. But let's presume that this will only take a little bit more time to get used to. Minor issues aside, the cabin looks wonderful. Along with the minimalistic aesthetics, there's an impressive selection of materials which includes not just wood accents, but all kinds of what Volvo likes to call sustainable upholstery. The company offers a couple of interesting options here, whether it's about materials or color schemes. For example, one of them is with a mix of polyester and wool, and it looks just wonderful. The other one is quilted, and it also showcases the Scandinavian way of designing things in such a nice fashion. As for the seating, the same wheelbase indicates a similar amount of passenger space. Of course, 3 rows are standard, with the first 2 being quite generous. The third one, though, is best left for kids, while it's also worth mentioning that the second row can be configured either with a classic bench or with a couple of captain's chairs. Thanks to the aforementioned increase in the overall length, the EX90 offers a little bit more cargo room than its combustion counterpart, 14 cubic feet compared to 11. With the third row down, it goes up to 36 cubic feet, while the total volume with the second row down can go up to 74 cubic feet. Top-notch tech features. With such a stylish design, both outside and inside, it's pretty clear that Volvo has high expectations for the EX90. But probably the best indicator is the fact that the Swedish manufacturer invested so much in the latest technology. Namely, it teamed up with several big names in the tech universe. For example, NVIDIA is a prominent company that is responsible for the advanced AI processor. Google, on the other hand, provides maps and interfaces, while Qualcomm is there for communication. Finally, there's Luminar, which supplied that LiDAR system at the top of the windshield. With it, along with radars and cameras, as well as huge computing power, Volvo pays more attention to advanced active safety systems than ever before. 8 cameras, 5 radars, and 16 ultrasonic sensors are there to ensure seamless operation of the most advanced systems on the market, as well as plenty of them that are yet to come, including more advanced autonomous driving. Powertrain and Performance. Finally, a few words about the performance, because all these tech goodies wouldn't mean much without a proper all-electric setup. And the EX90 setup is quite decent. Base models will come with a couple of electric motors which, together, provide a total output of 402 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque, plenty enough to hit 60 miles per hour in 5.7 seconds. Considering that EVs have raised acceleration standards significantly, some drivers may not be satisfied with these figures. So, Volvo also offers the performance version with 510 horsepower and 671 pound-feet of torque, which makes this 3-row SUV a full second quicker. Both variants feature 2 electric motors, one on each axle. Of course, they're both engaged when accelerating, but when it's time for cruising, the system shuts off the rear motor, turning it into a front-wheel drive vehicle with better efficiency and increased range. Speaking of the range, the EPA estimates that a full battery would be enough for more than 300 miles. The battery is good for about 110 kilowatt-hours, and if there's a thing we think Volvo should have done better, that would be the charging rate. This one is good for up to 250 kilowatts, which is far from bad, but still means that you would need at least half an hour to get from 10 to 80%. Release date and price. The all-new 2025 Volvo EX90 is almost there, as the latest reports suggest it'll hit the US market by the end of this year. For now, we know it will be offered in 2 trims, 2 familiar Volvo designations, Plus and Ultra. As for the price, the Swedish automaker already announced that the base version will cost around $81,000, while the high-performance 510 horsepower version will be available at a little bit over $86,000. What do you think of the all-new 2025 Volvo EX90? Has Volvo done everything right to establish the leading position in the newly formed segment of electric family SUVs? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.